That's where this light travels. And I've been taking pictures of it, and it's just steadily traveling on the wall. This is stationary. The entity has dynamic engineer light that travels. I'm going to put my hand through what is light that's shooting through the apartment. This is very demonic. This is very demonic, speaking to the environment. It's not demonic of me. It's not speaking to any demonic possession that I have. It's speaking to my ability to show you what evidence of demons, what's evidence of criminal activity, what's evidence of public corruption by a government. And it's occurring, it's legally relevant that it's happening inside of an apartment. And it's a supernatural occurrence. The blinds are closed, okay? This is P.O.C, where you're looking at that. And all I do is aim my camera to show you what is. See, there's a beam of light shooting horizontally. That's P.O.C. This is where stalking is happening. And everybody here that's stalking is over 55 years old, with the exception of RGS. This is where, again, demons are monitoring. And this is also where an entity is engaging in the pattern of conduct. This is, you can see this right here. This is speaking to engineered light that's being aimed, and it's also on the blinds as well. This is, none of this is sunlight, and neither is that. Everything that's covering outside, this is not sunlight. And those are demons, and they're walking in a line. They're pacing, and they also know what I'm saying right now. That's why they are perfectly in the ability to be in my path right now. And they're wearing logos, which are going to sue that company and those employees. It's also legally relevant. What is their status? If they're immigrants, they're being deported. RGS is so heavily documented. Their employees who you see gang stalking right now are going to be placed in mental asylums. All right, and the employees are gang stalking with those that reside in what is a venue. And this is again like, oh yeah, pay attention. This is what is relevant with regard to recognizing the physical evidence of surveillance, which is demonic and which is practiced by those who are demon possessed. This is another angle of what is light shooting at a distance. That's distinct from this light here, shooting at a distance, intimate. It is evidence of the fake sun. It is not, has nothing to do with the fake sun itself. The fake sun is speaking to the setting, recognizing stalkers. And stalkers are wearing RGS landscaping t-shirts. They're going to be prosecuted as well. This is criminal presence by government that has no warrant or probable cause to maintain surveillance. And they're also doing so on communication devices. That's the significance of capturing this specific environment, which defies nature. That which is over my head here is going to remain here until well after 6 p.m. where the fake sun is in perfect alignment, just like RGS employees are in alignment, stalking in the path in an environment that defies nature, where the system of surveillance is happening right in front of your face. While you are an American citizen that's documenting it like I am, it becomes spiritually revealing. That is engaging in that POC. That's, again, Linda Reyes. See this beautiful sun? This is the pattern of conduct. 11:30. Hi. Good morning. I'll give that to him. Thank you. Is this for? Okay, thank you. Yeah, that's POC. And this is in the specific environment, and that is the same one. I want to be clear to get the current time because it's 11:13 a.m. and it's going to stay here, and it's going to remain here. This is speaking to the criminal pattern of conduct that's happening at not a private residence, at a facilitating venue. And everybody working for this company, they're going to federal prison. You just saw her engaging on what is criminal conduct under the guise of being a community manager. She's gang stalking and covering up her face with a mask. You know exactly who she is. She's under this fake sun. That's going to stay here after 6 p.m. And criminally facilitating gang stalking in concert with RGS. All right, doing so with the city of Ontario, where this fake sun has nothing to do with that which is pointing horizontally in the corner of the apartment. Okay? This is speaking to criminal conduct. You don't have any constitutional rights in the specific environment where you're looking at what is the evidence of what is, and it is shown and seen and proven through an environment that defies nature. Okay? This is engineered light. And that's the pattern of the metal mesh door, which is speaking to light that is on the ground, coming on the inside of an apartment, in a manner that is also speaking to what is gang stalking, as you're looking at engineered light as it's illuminating my hand, just like it does in the absence of the fake sun on a cloudy day. And the entity is doing so with regard to what is handing me the resident letter, while engineered light, that's an unlawful threat. As I'm courteous to a demon-possessed gang stalker who's monitoring my genitalia, she's going to federal. Okay? She's going to federal prison, and she is posing an unlawful threat while conspicuously gang stalking. That's malice, as she's handing out resident letters, and you're looking at this light activity, which is a threat to my life, safety, physical, my life, my well-being, all right, and my liberty, while you're looking at the evidence of the engineered light. Okay, gang stalking is something that you're prosecuting in the physical. All right, meaning the demon-possessed are those that are engaging in the unlawful conduct where you're recognizing the system of public corruption, and it's evident through the environment which you're recognizing this is a demonic environment, and they're also engaging in a demonic behavior pattern that is highly malicious, such as living and working in an environment where they're actually engaged in criminal conduct on behalf of a corrupt government that has no constitutional authority to engage in surveilling you. Gang stalking is also what is happening in the spirit. These are monitoring spirits. And that's what the entity is doing while I am showing you the evidence of it in the physical. You cannot prosecute anybody based on assertions of being monitored in the spirit. You can prosecute for federal group stalking and monitoring, which is proven through the environment and the stalking conduct that's already established by the City of Ontario, and also the City of Los Angeles, which has the same maintenance of this environment, which defies nature, as I documented at the same time and the same time of year in Los Angeles, where Linda Reyes is gang stalking in an environment that squarely puts her in an unlawful position for which there is no constitutional protection, and she's going to federal prison for it. All right, and she's also gang stalking with all the residents who she's handing out letters to. She's also gang stalking with the third parties that are engaging in landscaping on the property, which is elements of monitoring. And these are also those who are engaged in what is monitoring in the spirit. And these are demon-possessed people who also know who you are. Spiritually, you're being targeted. And so I want to make sure that that aspect is relevant. It's relevant to psychological torture that's not only happening mentally, it's also psychological torture that is, again, by mentally, I mean it's happening spiritually, and it's psychological torture that's supposed to affect you physically as you suffer from some sort of mental overload, some sort of mental breakdown. That's the purpose of demons that are targeting you. And this is speaking to, again, the demon possession of Tracy Banks. This is her apartment where this demonic environment remains and where demons are targeting me in the environment that defies nature. And as you saw, the resident manager, that is a prosecution of AVANATH Capital Management, a facilitating venue, not a private residence, facilitating federal group stalking monitoring, not any constitutionally protected basis to maintain the property or to run a business. It's illegitimate. It's the malicious engagement in the elements of monitoring on behalf of the government that you already know is gang stalking here in an environment. That's why the fake sun is still here after 6 p.m. in a manner that defies nature, because none of this is sunlight. It's not sunlight. Surveillance is happening in an environment where you're looking at what is engineered light. And you also know, as I show you on a cloudy day, the same exact environment regarding what is, this is my, is appearing through this light up here, my fingers. You're looking at what is the same light activity as this stays around the same front door yesterday on a cloudy day. It's just a gray color. Okay, so I'm speaking to what is, again, monitoring spirits, people who I don't have to physically see, such as Tracy Banks. She's a witch. She practices witchcraft, and so does Linda Reyes. So does everybody else that's in this demonic environment. So does the Ontario Police Department. So does Paul Leon in the office of the Ontario City Council. This is the practice of witchcraft, and it's exposing what is demon possession and criminal conduct amongst those who are of that condition, and it points directly to their mental illness. All right, it is currently 11:18 a.m. and the entity is surrounded with evidence which also exists in an entirely different region where this under no circumstances has anything to do with sunlight. If this has nothing under any circumstance to do with sunlight or the natural environment, it is a direct indicator regarding the malice of a government that is targeting you and keeping you under surveillance, and doing so as it is capable of being identified in that environment. And this is where the entity is keeping a mutual zenith of a fake sun, even at the same time, and for the duration of the day, as I documented this time of year in Los Angeles, California. Okay, and I'm passing out the letters to the residents is the elements of monitoring. It's criminal monitoring. This person knows what it is that I'm doing inside of the apartment and is in perfect alignment in the path while doing so. And it is also an unlawful threat to my life and safety, while this third party, also representing the state, is engaging in what is monitoring during the course of ongoing documentation. So this, all I'm referencing are the ways in which you're going to prosecute for impunity regarding domestic terrorism, which is being committed for the unlawful purpose of murdering someone, psychologically torturing them, to criminally defame them, where you're proving the system of federal group stalking and monitoring. There are a lot of people that are going to federal prison for that. All right, and they reside in units here, 33 through 64, where there's no sun, in the same position over the apartment building where Linda Reyes is pacing around, monitoring me, and simultaneously handing out letters to the residents of those that are engaged in this criminal pattern of conduct with the state. All right. This is speaking to demon possession, by the way, of those who I don't physically encounter, who are still gang stalking me like I documented. The kingdom spouses, the kingdom of darkness is what these are, kingdom spouses from hell. All right. The marriage between Jason Isaac Fields, a demon, and a documented gang stalker, and Tracy Banks. This is a demon, both of them witches, both of them monitoring in the spirit, and also physically documented gang stalkers who are engaged in this monitoring system. And they are still targeting under the delusion, okay, because they've already been defeated with regard to prosecuting them. The entity is engaging as a spiritual entity, and I'm exposing demonic activity, and I'm prosecuting criminal conduct, and it's directing toward what is public corruption. All right, that's the relevance of regarding the environment and tying together and identifying the spiritual condition of those who will have engaged in targeting American citizens who do not have the ability to communicate what it is that they're suffering from and how they're even able to prove it. Having an impulse and no ability to prove that strangers like Linda Reyes are stalking you.